So we had a little, I don't know if this was intentional. I don't think it was intentional. Maybe Apple just had itself a little bit of a Google moment. You know, Google had a mishap the other day with a report coming out that they weren't going to do the next Pixel device. They might skip over the budget A series device.
It's like, wait, no.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh,
that's a lie.
Yeah, they're like,
we're going to announce it right now.
They're like, well, since you guys are skeptical, since you guys are worried, why don't we just do it right now? Why don't we just announce it right now? Why don't we jump right in there and tell you we are going to do the 5A 5G? Anyway, that just happened recently. And then this morning, or I guess it was overnight, there was a leak that came via Siri. And the leak indicated an Apple event coming up, April 20th, which is 420, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that on purpose? Why aren't you allowed to do anything on April 20th that can just be regular business as usual? Like maybe it's just a coincidence.
Maybe this is
probably not
Apple's way of trolling, slightly trolling.
Maybe.
They know what's up. On 420.
No, knows. I know, but yeah, I don't know. I tend to think regular business takes place on 420 as well.
No. It's all good times.
So anyways, there's an overnight leak where Siri was giving away the information, talking about the Apple event, and telling people to click through to apple.com in order to get more information. This is what the leak looked like. And all you had to do was ask Siri about an Apple event. And then it said, the special event is on Tuesday, April 20th at Apple Park in Cupertino, California. You can get all the details on apple.com. So that was the first way that it broke. And then, of course, people start talking because everybody's been wondering about this next Apple event, as you would do in the technology scene. A few people were speculating that something was going to happen in March. And then we got the news on WWDC. And then Apple comes here April 20th. And so the leak comes out, people start to type about it, tweet about it in the middle of the night. And then Apple does what you would do. And they come out and say, oh yeah, let's just officially do that. Now, maybe they planned on officially doing it at that exact moment anyways. But it is now official. Officially official. More than Siri official. They're calling the event Spring Loaded. And you can see the logo kind of looks like a spring.
Yeah.
That's
fun.
And it's the springtime.
Sure.
Spring Loaded, Spring Apple logo, Spring Loaded.
Boing.
Spring into your next Apple product. We'll help you.
Definitely.
We'll help you grab that. Yeah, whatever you're looking for. As with all of Apple's 2020 events, the April 2021 event will be a digital-only gathering with no members of the media invited to attend in person. Here's some of the speculation around products to expect that could show up at this event, April 20th. How about a high-end 12.9-inch iPad Pro featuring mini LED on a display and a 5G chip, Thunderbolt connectivity, camera improvements, and a new A14X chip that's as fast as the M1 chip in the MacBook Air, Pro, and Mini.
Nice.
Now, that sounds like a package deal. I'll tell you, I'm going to take a shot at this. I'm going to take a guess. I believe that's going to cost you a few dollars.
Yeah, definitely.
Because now they're looking at the price point on the M1, and they want to make these things interchangeable to an extent that you can... I don't know how many people they expect to get both, but this is the question I get hit with from people. I was going through the drive-thru the other day. Remember I told you about that story? And the guy working the drive-thru was like, hey, man, how's it going? And I was like, oh, hey. This is the type of exchange that you have when somebody recognizes you?
Yeah.
And then he said, iPad or MacBook? That's what he said to me. I'm sure I've told this story before, but I get this question. And it's increasingly complex. I don't even know what Apple's telling you these days. The M1 stuff's amazing. Fast, versatile. You can do everything on these laptops. But then they're also going to provide you with an iPad with similar horsepower, and you can touch it. You can write on it with a pen. You can put it in a flippy flappy case with a keyboard if you like these type of things.
Yeah.
So it was a really tough choice. I think for him, I ended up recommending the MacBook because I asked if he was really interested in art or the alternative input methods. But then at the same time, I'm like, hey, man, sitting on the couch enjoying some content. The speaker system on these iPad Pros is great. I was using it this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was.
Oh.
I was on the bike, like the fitness bike.
Yeah.
And I put on a track. Like I put on some music.
Okay.
And then, I didn't want to get speakers going or anything. I just had that thing with me on the little tray. And so I jumped into YouTube Music and I played a couple tracks and I got the heart rate going.
Right on.
Good
times.
It's honestly one of the most underrated things about these iPads is the attention to audio performance. Blows me away the amount of sound coming out of something this thin. A little slab. Anyway, so upgrades over there. That's one speculation. Speculation number 2, the 3rd generation of AirPods, which we saw the counterfeit version pop up recently. These are more in-ear style, closer to the AirPods Pro. And so they've been leaking about for a while. So that could show up. Maybe a new iMac that looks a little bit more like the Pro Display XDR and possibly in colors. That's another thing's been rumored for a while. Which are you getting one of these? Well,
wow. These are very strange colors.
Easter.
For
spring.
iMac.
Spring.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Spring into...
all makes sense now.
Something. Spring.
I go for the silver.
Silver.
I like the silver.
You were going to say the black one.
Yeah. I mean, they go... They're both pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. So you're getting one of those or what?
Sure.
All right.
Maybe 2.
Oh, and then the thing is AirTags. A lot of chatter about these AirTags, Bluetooth tracking. These things are supposed to come for a long time. They didn't come. Where are these things? So that's probably the most likely of the bunch at this event. It seems about time. The others are a little bit more up in the air. And then an interesting one for me is potentially an Apple TV related / audio product, which I'm going to get into in a moment right after today's sponsor. Listen to this. Today it's Honey, because we all shop online, because you shop online, Will, and so do the 17 million members on Honey.
There you go.
That have been saving money online as a consequence of using Honey. Thanks to Honey, manual searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. This is a free shopping tool, plugs into your browser as an extension. It's free. You just add it to Chrome. Well, in your case, you're using Chrome. You go shopping as you normally would. You do not adjust your behavior. And then you get to the checkout section. All right. And this is the terrifying part of online shopping. You see the price.
Yes.
And you say to yourself, oh my God, what have I done to myself?
Yeah.
I'm out of control on this internet right here. But then Honey starts searching automatically to search for the best coupons that are out there in the world. It applies the discount to the cart. And all of a sudden you say, would you look at that?
I saved
a
ton of money.
A few bucks, and I'm getting all the stuff that I wanted. What a wonderful transaction. Honey supports over 30,000 online stores, from tech to gaming products, popular fashion brands, and even food delivery. I believe you were talking about having saved money recently, Will. What was that? You were buying snowboard stuff?
Snowboard gear, yeah.
Yeah.
Saved a couple.
Couple of bucks. Everybody loves saving money. Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It is free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast right here. That's the Lou Later Show. Get honey for free at joinhoney.com/LouLater. That's joinhoney.com/LouLater. Or click the link down in the description, which has the /LouLater. You need the /LouLater so they know we sent you. Go save some money. Now would be a weird time to buy some snowboarding stuff. Maybe you got to get some sneakers or something.
Well, this is the cheap time. Value time.
Oh, Willie do.
Yeah.
Ladies and
I like
gentlemen.
savings.
Ladies and gentlemen. That was a huge moment on this show. He just hit you. He just hit you with the knowledge. He hit you with the wisdom. Snowboarder wisdom.
Yeah.
Now is the time to buy.
I also bought a shovel. Snow shovel.
Now is the time to buy.
The winter gear during spring.
It's incredible
Tip
stuff.
of the day.
I don't know what we would do without you, Will.
Yeah.
We'd all be paying too much money. That's what would happen.
That's true.
All right, this next product I'm talking about, which could be another one we might hear something about. I don't know. Apple has not updated its smart speakers. In fact, they got rid of the big one. And also the Apple TV, feeling a little bit antiquated at the moment. How about this? Apple reportedly developing an Apple TV with a built-in camera and speaker. Are you intrigued or are you afraid?
I'm intrigued.
Okay,
Definitely.
good. Okay, because, you know, Facebook tried to put a speaker and a camera in your living room and everybody freaked out.
Yeah. But Apple, I mean, their privacy.
You let Tim in. You're like,
Yeah.
Tim, take a look. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to?
Yeah, kick up your feet.
You want to see
Have
what
some
you want
fun.
to see what I'm up to? No problem, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, people do believe such things. Well, it's because Tim's always ranting and raving about the privacy stuff. He's all flustered on the privacy stuff.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that.
You know, him and Zuckerberg, they got their ongoing things. A couple of CEOs.
Doing CEO things.
Siri-equipped smart display also thought to be in the works. So here's the way this breaks down. Imagine the merging of the Apple TV and the HomePod. You slap them together. The audio on your TV sucks for a lot of people. You may not have a dedicated audio setup. You got these companies out in the world. You got a Sonos company. You ever heard of them? Companies like Bose are out there. And they're trying to put these speakers on your TV anyway. Why don't you put the streaming thing right in there?
Yeah.
Because those are tiny. I mean, just slap that in there.
Uh-huh.
Get a better remote while you're at it. So you give me the remote, you give me the upgraded audio, and I got the interface to access all the content on a variety of applications I might access content. The likes of Netflix, the likes of Disney Plus,
Sure.
the likes of HBO Max.
Yeah.
I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean the other day.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, you didn't think I was doing that.
Never would have thunk it.
Man, big budget on those ones.
Oh,
The second movie was like over $400 million.
so many effects.
Holy
So
cow.
much water.
Boats,
Yeah.
wood.
A lot of it.
The Caribbean was involved.
Oh, yeah. Were they?
Yeah, they were
Oh,
involved.
okay.
Looks beautiful down there, by the way.
Yeah. Very sunny.
I haven't been there in a while. Sand and all that.
So let me ask you a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Will.
So do you think that it would be a better strategy to market this as Apple TV with a speaker or a speaker with Apple TV?
Yeah.
Because they could totally make a sound bar out of this, right?
That's
Make
what we're
this
saying.
Super cool and sleek,
That's what we're saying.
and then have Apple TV as
I think you just do both. I think you have them both. I don't think you get rid of the little box for people who are just not interested, don't want a huge thing. But you're like, from a branding perspective, I think, do they stick with the HomePod branding? I don't know.
Yeah.
HomePod with Apple TV? Maybe. Maybe you stick to that because you know you're going to have all the voice assistant stuff. You're going to be able to triggers. They want you using your voice anyway. So if you got the microphone right in there, maybe you're not even using the remote that much.
Yeah.
You just keep triggering with the voice. It's possible, depending on people's comfort level with constantly being listened to, but they're doing it with the other variety of smart speakers. Now, the one piece, which some people, there you go. You were hovering the word.
Yeah.
Camera. Do we really have to have a camera? They all want us to do this video conferencing on the TV. And I understand people been locked down. They've been trapped. Well, all these people are indoors.
Is that what it's for?
I would assume so. What do you think? Games, maybe?
Yeah, like motion tracking.
Yeah, okay, a little bit of that. But they want you to FaceTime on your TV.
Right.
Imagine you FaceTime into the whatever, the grandparents, the long lost relatives.
Yeah.
Look at me, it's my living room. We're hanging out now. COVID. You know?
You just throw up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who isn't sick of all that chatter?
Yeah.
I mean,
I hear you.
The world wants to get out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't deny that. And so some of these devices is a bit of a, kind of sucks that it's a bit of a reminder that we need all these tools because can't get out there as much, can't hang out for real.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they put a camera in it because that's what people do.
Or it could be like a security camera.
No, it's not going to be about that.
No? Okay.
No, I already talked to them. Anyway, the other product they can do is like a kitchen product, which has a display on it too, to compete with the likes of Amazon and others that have attempted to do that display. I mean, according to this report, that's another thing that they're working on. I'm curious to see what they end up with, but it's a big market. And there were rumors for a really long time about Apple doing a TV of their own, like an actual TV. They didn't do it. They didn't want to do it. They haven't done it. But this might take them a step closer in that, okay, you own the audio. Okay, you own the assistant. Okay, you own the interface. Okay, you own the content.
Now let's put it all together.
Okay, you got the FaceTime.
Yeah.
And you slap it under the TV, and they pretty much become the TV at that point. And the TV becomes pretty dumb at that point.
Yeah.
If you're using their interface, their entry point for all the different ways in which you use it.
They just need to buy the displays from Samsung.
I mean, they're close. Or LG, you mean? Because Samsung been buying displays from LG when it comes to the big ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. Maybe we'll learn more on 420. One more Apple story. Apparently, LG and Magna are very near signing a deal for Apple Car production. That's our neighbors, Magna.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. You know, Apple kept traveling. This was the rumor to Korea. They were talking to the likes of Hyundai and all those guys. And then they went to Japan. They talked to a few guys.
Sure.
These are the rumors.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole time they were like, it was all smoke and mirrors. They really were about LG and trying to say to LG, look, you guys take a dip out the smartphone game. Quick dip. Just be done with that. You don't want to sell these things. You're losing money anyway.
Is this a conspiracy moment here?
We cut a deal. We need a lot of electronics, a lot of know-how. We're building this car real quick. We got this company, Magna. They're going to do all the car-related stuff. We need the smart-related stuff, the electronic stuff. We're going to need a lot of screens. And so they say, here's what we want to do. We take Magna, we take LG. You guys make a partnership. We're the third piece. We put an Apple stamp on it. We all make boatloads of money. We just count money after that.
Perfect.
And then LG and Magna said, all right, fine. Now, Magna, if you're not aware, this is a automotive company. They make a lot of components for cars that you know, and in rare cases, they make full-out cars. Think of them as like a Foxconn for automobiles. They make stuff on behalf of Mercedes, and you know, they got operations all over the world. They're big time company, and more than capable of dealing with this type of request from the likes of Apple. You add LG to the mix, and that's a lot of, what did I say before? Know-how. Yes. Well, you add Apple to the mix, you might have a perfect storm. And you don't have to step on any toes, because the rumor was that they weren't making any progress with the likes of the Hyundais, with the likes of the Kias.
Yes.
Because they were saying, what you mean we're not going to have a badge on there? It's going to be a big, giant Apple logo. We built the car. We ain't no Foxconn. We've been doing this. That's an actual transcript from the phone call.
Tim Cook saying that?
No, it was the dude that...
Oh, Mr. Hyundai?
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
actual transcript,
Yeah.
allegedly. They said, okay, if this is the rumor, but that they wanted a collaboration, more of an X in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we will do it for you on our platform, but we want it to be the Hyundai Apple car, let's say.
Yep.
Speaking of those types of collaborations, that's what Huawei's going to do. They trying to figure out what 2022 and 2023 and 2028 looks like. And the smartphone business hasn't been so polite, so nice to Huawei. So they've been rapidly trying to figure out, okay, where should we be investing? And they like the automobile right now too.
Mm-hmm.
China's a big car market. Well, few cars being sold over there.
Yeah.
EVs, they got to be smart. They got to have the autonomous stuff.
Way more EV companies than here.
You can't even figure it out.
Too many to count.
Dozens.
Yeah.
Huawei is going to invest $1 billion on car tech. It says is better than what Tesla has. Now, who do we hear this from? Well, we hear it from Huawei's rotating chairman, Eric Zhu. Or Zhu. You know what a rotating chairman is?
He rotates in his chair around and around.
A rotating chairman. Damn.
Deep.
They rotate that position throughout the year. Isn't that crazy?
Huh.
They got multiple guys. I think there's 3 of them.
Oh.
Multiple guys can take the role at a given time.
Interesting.
Anyway, they have agreed to team up with BAIC Group, Chongqing Chang'an Automobile, and Guangzhou Automobile Group Co. Here's a quote. The smart car business unit receives one of the heaviest investments from Huawei. We will invest more than $1 billion in car component development this year. China adds 30 million cars each year, and the number is growing. Even if we don't tap the market outside of China, if we can earn an average of 10,000 won from each car sold in China, that's already a very big business for Huawei. Here's how they see it breaking down. They are much more open to the idea of the X factor of the collaboration. Mm-hmm. They see it like Intel, how you would have a sticker on I have an Evo sticker on this laptop right here.
Yeah.
So you would have, it would still be made by this variety of brands in a collaboration, but you would have the Huawei sticker that they're powering the smart components, autonomous components, things like this. And they would earn a percentage for having provided, and that's where the 10,000 figure comes in per unit sold. 30 million cars is what they're adding.
Wow.
So a much different approach, a little bit more low key, but kind of the way they got to move right now. Mm-hmm. As far as the rotating chairman's concerned.
Yes.
The rotating chairman. Let me ask you something, Will. I need to know how you feel about this. This was a thing that was quietly going on that I had no awareness of. Samsung has been in development of a branded TV show happening on Hulu. Now, the name of the show is Exposure.
Okay. Is it, what kind of show is it?
It's a photography competition. Okay. It's
okay. Go on.
Let me do something for you.
Yeah.
Exposure is a photography competition. In photography, you have an exposure. In photography, in a competition, you're an up-and-coming photographer who needs exposure. If you're a brand that's paying to produce a show made for eyeballs, you're looking for exposure. This little preview right here makes the show look actually pretty cool. There's not a ton of like overbearing Samsung stuff. It could change when the show actually comes out. We just have the preview right now.
Really? What's this phone then?
But here's the catch. Here's the catch. For the brand that's producing the show that needs the exposure, the key characteristic of the competition is you can use whatever you want for these photos that will be graded by a set of judges and voting and all the rest of it. All kinds of access to materials and models or whatever.
Okay.
You got to shoot it on a Galaxy S21 Ultra.
Oh, there it is. What?
Hang on, man. Hang on. It's kind of a fun challenge. You're not happy.
Well, let me guess. Does Samsung win in this competition here?
What do you mean?
The phone.
No, every contestant has to use the phone.
Yeah, so that means Samsung just wins overall. There's no like figuring out other phones and, testing different UIs and software.
But that's not the purpose of the content. The content.
Are you sure?
What do you mean? The purpose of the content, right, is here are the tools that are available to you.
Okay.
Right? Equal playing field. What can you produce given those tools? The tools here are not really that important other than the fact that they're equivalent across the board. Everybody here could shoot a better photo with their pro camera gear.
Sure.
The reason that it's a little bit more fun is it's a photography competition, but it has to happen off a smartphone, which is the way in which a lot of the majority of the world is taking photos.
I see. Are you going to tune into this? Who's going to tune into this? I just feel like
it's like a contest show, right? It's like how you have those cooking shows and like people get voted off.
Yeah. That's what makes it confusing though, because like they're not using the same equipment, right?
What do you mean?
Like the chefs, they bring their own equipment, right?
On a cooking show?
Yeah.
No. I don't believe so. I think that they all got to work in the same kitchen. Yeah,
but
they would have
like,
different
the same
stations.
Pots and like, don't they bring like
No.
their own utensils?
No. And the ingredients are set. There's always rules to make it so that you're dealing with the same challenges.
Oh, okay.
I presume that the way this will break down in the show is they'll be like, okay, you get to use a model and you get to use these props and you get to use this lighting equipment and like, let's see what you can do. Because then it really presses on the creativity.
Right.
Now, look, I'm trying to sell you the show right now. I mean, my intent was not to sell you the show. My intent was to showcase an unusual interaction for a sponsored piece of content where it's loosely around the S20 Ultra. If you watch the preview, you'll see it's not the core of the challenge. Like none of the photographers, at least in this, are saying, oh, I really love the S20 Ultra because it allows me to do X, Y, Z. They're saying, I need this. I've been trying to make it as a professional photographer. I could really use this money because there's a bunch of prize money as well. It's a very personal thing.
Well, if it's personal, why don't they just let them use their own phones?
Because the challenge is it's like Iron Chef. It's like, you got to cook. Here's a challenge. You got to cook with clams today. And the chef is like, oh, is that in your repertoire? Can you do that? In this case, it's like, you got to figure out how to do the best work on our hardware. Figure it out. That's the fun part. If they could use whatever they want, there's nobody watching.
No, I'm just saying like the standard is just a smartphone that they're used to. But you're saying if you want to,
well, who's going to pay to produce that? Who's going to pay to produce that?
Yeah, I mean,
and also, yes, I do agree with that. I like the equal playing ground. I like the idea. Now,
like if the base is just smartphones in general,
should
and not
they
specific?
Maybe they should all have a
brand.
certain amount of time to use the thing to become familiar with it. If you have one photographer who's been shooting on,
sure, yeah.
But the parameters of photography are equivalent across the board. Once you're aware of how to use the manual features on a camera, if you're in an S21 Ultra, it works the same. I mean, you can control f-stop and you can control shutter speed. You can do a lot of manual functionality inside of the phone.
Sure.
And they're going to get graded based on creativity around how they use the tool.
Yeah.
It's like you give everybody a hammer and you're like, make a piece of art. It really stresses the creativity because you can't lean on your comfort level, which is like, oh, here's all my equipment.
Right.
That I'm used to.
Okay. Well, I'm curious about it. You got me peaked.
No, I didn't. Complete failure. No, I'm in
Are
this
you gonna watch it?
I'm in this business and I'm in this game. And so I see all these types of interactions, and I like the creativity around trying to figure out ways to integrate the stuff that actually feels valuable or interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy to do it. And these guys get around in boardrooms and they come up with terrible ideas that are just so brutal.
Yeah.
That when I see something that's even marginally interesting, I'm like, maybe you touched on something here. Maybe there's some merit to that brainstorming that took place. Now, it all comes down to when the show comes out, if it's too heavy-handed, if it's nuanced and you don't overdo it, and it is just about exposure and just whatever, side shots happen to pick up that logo, but it's all about the characters and it's all about the challenge, you might have something cool.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But if they're shooting like a commercial, like with the whole thing, it's I don't know. I feel like there's like
It's a very fine line. It's a very fine line how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, all these contestants, the prize money and the exposure, that's a big deal for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal for whatever they're trying to do. Here's another story about Samsung's camera specifically. They're apparently thinking for a future version that they may team up with a traditional camera company similar to how the other brands have done it. So we've seen these partnerships in this studio like crazy recently. We saw the Zeiss product on the Zeiss branding on, Sony, Vivo most recently.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Hasselblad collaboration on OnePlus.
Yep.
We have the Leica collaboration with who? Huawei had Leica for a while going on. There's so many partnerships, I can't even keep it together. Did Oppo have one or no?
Oppo?
Anyway, these partnerships are out of control. You find yourself a European camera company and you slap it on a smartphone. That's how it works, Will.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's not just a gimmick, though. I was talking about the Zeiss coatings on some of the camera lenses, for example, on a recent Vivo device.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right about this? Have I nailed the correct device? I'm trying to make sure. The X50.
X60.
X60, right. Pro, correct. Yes, yeah, this is the Zeiss collab. Anyway, there's the logo. Co-engineered. So the rumor is that Samsung's going to try to pull something off. Obviously, this marketing tactic seems to be working. Now, this one with Samsung is kind of interesting because it's around sensor shift technology. So the partnership that's being rumored here is between Samsung and Olympus. Now, Olympus has some sensor shift technology in their mirrorless cameras, micro four thirds cameras, which allows the sensor itself to compensate for movement for stability. So you don't actually need to have stabilization in the lens. You have stabilization in the body. Now, in smartphones, this hasn't really been a thing up until the latest iPhone 12 Pro Max. Only the Max model is implementing some form of sensor shift technology. The thinking here is that if Samsung makes a deal with Olympus, that they may introduce similar functionality to their next flagship device, possibly S22 Ultra or something like this. This came via tweet from a user, Hey, it's Yogesh. As per the info I got, both Samsung and Olympus held talks about a possible partnership. The current status and extent of this partnership is not exactly clear. They could work on a special edition Fold, or we could see this happen on H3, which is the S22 Ultra. And then Ice Universe jumped in and kind of agreed to a certain extent that this is a thing that might take place. So this would obviously offer up substantially better image stabilization, which is increasingly important as the focal length increases as well. So then they'll produce a whole new show around the S22.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's called
Running with Samsung.
Exposure again. It's called More Exposure.
Exposure Plus.
Exposure Ultra.
Definitely.
This one's a weird one. I don't know. This one, I can't. The Spotify car thing is real. And they started to send it out to people. It's a very limited release. You have to be a Spotify premium member, and you actually don't pay for it. If you're selected, they just send it to you because they're doing some sort of study, some sort of testing around this thing. See if people want to use it in the US.
They're still calling it car thing, eh?
That's the actual name, is car thing. And it is this display that fits kind of into your vent in your car. It has a big dial on it, a little screen, and it connects via Bluetooth to your vehicle, but then also to your smartphone. It has to pull information from your smartphone. And so essentially it's a remote. So I guess your phone is free to do whatever you use it for, maybe nav, or maybe it just stays in your pocket. And then you immediately start interacting with your Spotify content on the car thing.
Sure.
You're smirking.
Well, they have two navs going on.
Weird. Oh, you're talking about this individual?
Yeah, this picture just
Yeah. Well,
got me tickled.
A lot of people prefer the smartphone nav because depending on your vehicle, it might not be all that updated or comprehensive. It doesn't have as many points of interest. It certainly doesn't show traffic for a lot of different in-car systems.
Yeah. I'm guessing you can use that screen for something else, if anything, and then use the nav on your dash. I'm just making this way more complicated, but anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this setup that this person has is quite chaotic. Obviously not ideal. But this is the reality for a lot of people because in-car systems have sucked. Mm-hmm. So they end up mounting their phone, and then Spotify is like, okay, you're busy looking at your nav on your phone, so now we're going to give you this other screen, but then it's clamped onto the. This is just a nightmare scenario in the whole cockpit.
Just another wire that's coming out as well.
Because you got to power it from the cigarette or the 12 volt or whatever it is. Either way, it's interesting because Spotify is not a hardware company and it's tough in the hardware business. Now, they don't have a problem making money, but I haven't been such a huge fan of their mobile app. It's kind of... I'll jump in there every so often. Mm-hmm. But there's like weirdness, a lack of responsiveness when you switch from portrait to landscape. And it's just, I don't know. They seem to be indicating, the indication seems to be that it's a fact-finding mission. This person's installation looks cleaner. Of course, their hand is covering the cable.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe. I just don't like that that I'm connecting that to the car and then the phone to that. It's like, is that really going to be smooth sailing every time?
Yeah.
See, really what Spotify has to do is just cut the deals with the automakers so that the in-display system has a Spotify button.
Yeah.
And then it launches me to that interface.
Just make like a custom API and give it to the
I'm sure this is very difficult to do because they need stuff so far in advance because of the transportation people. And this is part of the reason why in-dash systems are always they're outdated when you get them for most manufacturers because they needed approval so far in advance. And
so making their own hardware is not the move, you think?
Well, it is for that reason that I just mentioned. It's hard to get your button inside of those systems that already exist. I mean, we did see, for example, Ford made the deal recently with Google to have a tighter integration and essentially run Android in a car. So that's better. Then I'll just launch but maybe they're targeting older vehicles. There's a lot of older vehicles on the road.
Yeah.
That don't have much of a smart interface going on.
Yeah. But even then,
okay,
if they decide to
Uh-oh.
sell it, how much is it going to be?
Well, what if it comes with your premium subscription?
This thing?
Well,
If it
now they're
does,
sending.
I mean, that's great.
Right now they're sending it to people who have a premium subscription. Not everybody, but that's what they're doing right now.
That'll be cool.
I mean,
if that's the case, if it's free with your premium
I don't think it's going to be free forever, but maybe there's like another tier of premium where it's somehow
this is bundled in.
Yeah, somehow is included. I don't know how they're going to do it. It also is voice activated, right? And there's a lot of cars out there that don't have any kind of voice inputs. But this the hard part for me is why not mount your phone? Is mounting your phone not enough? Do you really miss having a knob? Maybe some people do.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Maybe that's why they called it car thing, because they know it's weird. They're like, hey, let's just experiment.
Sure.
See what happens. Anyway, you can control it with voice. You can listen to your podcast. You can listen to your music. But you guys tell me in the comments, is this exactly what you've been looking for? Or I mean, I'm kind of curious. The PlayStation 5 has gotten an update so that you can finally move games to USB storage.
Oh, okay.
And this is a big deal. This is something I've encountered myself in the past with PlayStations. Not having any physical media. Everything is on a internal drive. And you run out of space if you buy a lot of games. And then what you end up doing is deleting and then having to re-download. You want to play the game again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nuisance. Now, on older PlayStations, you get USB storage and you actually just keep all your games there and you launch them and play them from USB storage. But as you know, in the PlayStation 5, you have this really fast storage, which is necessary to play these next-gen titles. So this doesn't sound as good as... It might not be exactly what you want. You're not going to be able to launch your games. Instead, what you're going to be able to do is move them to USB. And then if you want to play them again, move them back to the internal SSD. So you're playing a little bit of musical chairs here.
So it's kind of like cold storage.
You're so crypto right now.
I'm in a mood.
You are so crypto today. It's out of control.
Yeah. To the moon, right?
Because it's faster. It's faster than re-downloading it.
Yes.
Like
absolutely.
not even close. And it just feels like a nicer way to manage your games, to see them all physically there, even if they're not all clickable, playable.
Yeah.
As opposed to having to go back to the store, see what you've purchased, and be like, oh, yeah, I have that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be nice to be able to launch it from the external storage. You can't do it. The internal storage is upgradable, though, if I recall correctly. Although this is such expensive storage, I don't know that anyone's going to do that. So
right.
Here's the official line from PlayStation. With this feature, you can now transfer your PS5 games to USB extended storage from your console's internal storage. It's a great way to extend storage capabilities of your PS5 console, and you can seamlessly copy your PS5 games back to the console's internal storage when you're ready to play. It is faster to reinstall PS5 games from a USB extended storage than re-download or copy them from disk. But because of the console's ultra-high-speed SSD, PS5 titles can't be played from extended storage. It's unfortunate, but I mean, I get it. Hey, Will, can I sell you? I'm going to sell you a minivan right now.
Can you?
I'm
dying for one.
I'm going to sell you a minivan.
Okay.
This is the new Hyundai Staria. It is an update on the minivan concept for the modern age.
Man, minivans get a bad rap.
I think
they're great.
I think the minivan is about to make a big comeback.
Yeah.
Because look what happened.
Deserves it.
Look what happened with the van life types.
Huh.
The whole segment. It was like, damn, you can do a lot with a van.
Yeah.
Okay, but not everybody's going to go out of their way to get one of these vans and retrofit it. And people need something that's more accessible to them and more purpose-built. Enter the new Hyundai Staria, which blew my mind.
You like this one, eh?
I watched the video, and the video is a little bit goofy. I'm just going to get that out the way. Like, whatever it is, the translation, the dude that they hired for the for the voiceover.
Okay.
I mean, I could have done it. I'm just saying, Hyundai, you hit me up if you need to, whatever. Yeah. But it doesn't matter because the thing sells itself. It doesn't even matter. Don't hire me. You don't even need me.
Yeah.
You got that guy. That guy's fine because
and the
of the video.
To comfortably position yourself just how you want.
Dude.
It's almost like a dream.
Dude.
Dream.
This is a 10-minute video. And the reason it's 10 minutes is because of all the different ways in which you can order this minivan. And
Really?
that's what I love about it. It's almost modular. So the first version that they show off here is like a luxury model, which has a full lay down recliner seats, man. In the luxury model, huge windows, lots of glass, lots of versatility. So they profile a couple of different use cases in this. So the first is like a CEO type who wants to ride like that.
Okay.
Big motorized door, a lot of smart features, motorized tail as well, which just closes when you walk away from it. Futuristic front light over there.
Man, I love the boxiness of it.
It's a box.
It just looks so efficient.
Ultimate utility.
Yeah.
Except on the front end where you get the aerodynamics.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you need that for better economy, obviously. So anyway, the first one here, this is the CEO, and you can see there's 3 seats in the back, and then the 2 huge recliners in front of that, and then 2 front seats. So this is a 1, 2, 5. It's a 7-seater. Now, it's a bit corny the way it goes about the life of each individual.
Okay.
And to find the perfect layout for them. But it does such an amazing job of showcasing the flexibility of the platform. So this is the luxury one, which may be the one you go for, Will. I don't know.
Of
but
course.
you go forward a little bit. This is the collaboration one. Now, this one is
that's cool.
This one is 3 seats at the back, 4 seats in the middle that swivel so you can face each other, and then 2 seats in the front. That's a ton of versatility.
Oh yeah. Collaboration.
I told you I'm going to sell you this thing right now.
Yeah.
No.
That's funny.
So hold on. Go back just a little bit over here. Oh no, look. Okay, go back there. So he pushes. There's little things. There's little things for me.
This is like a whole walkthrough with some use cases.
He pushes the back seat in to get more cargo because you can do that as well. If you need it in the back. But see how the chairs swivel? They're facing each other in the center. Look, he lifts that. Now he has a full trunk because he doesn't need the back seat, the final back seat. Look how they're flipping around.
Yeah. For like a meeting or something.
And then they walk away, and since the key fob walked away, it knew it needed to close up. So the tail, you can't forget the tail and leave it open.
Cool.
So that's the collaboration mode. The next mode is the family mode. This is an 11-seater now.
11 seats.
11 seats. So that's the 2 front seats, 3, 3, 3. And so this family is heading out to watch what is it, like some shooting stars and some sort of space event taking place. And they get there and it starts raining. And so what they do, they all got to jump in a vehicle because it's raining. They can't watch the stars yet. And so they fold down all the seats, the 3 rows of seats. Look at the amount of space in here. There's 3 kids and 2 parents, and they're all lying down. Full glass everywhere.
Is this the one that you're going to get?
This is the 11-seater.
Yeah.
I told you, the dialogue's a little bit corny, but you just look at the way, I know people are upset, they're irritated right now. They're like, Lou, it's a minivan, please. But like, look at the versatility. I think the attractiveness is the versatility.
Yeah. You're like dad mode.
Of course.
Very utilitarian.
But
Very big.
here's the best one. Okay, the last model, the limousine.
Oh, there's one more.
There's one more. The limousine model. Here it is.
Enter the Staria Premium Limousine.
Limousine model.
The ultimate luxury.
Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Look at that screen and the starlight on the ceiling. And look at the motorized desk that's about to come up in the center. Bang.
Relax and enjoy the
This might be the one. This is cool. It's like driving to the airport or something.
Let me ask you something.
Private jet.
Let me ask you something. Okay, out of all those 4 that you just
This
saw,
one.
you took the limo?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
one's way cool.
Yeah, it's going to cost a lot more,
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the CEO one at the beginning is kind of cool.
That's
too.
fine, right?
Full recline.
That's what I was thinking. That was fine.
Yeah.
The limo is going to have full recline as well,
Yeah.
plus the bigger display and everything. But I mean, the minivan's making a comeback. Now I got to give you the bad news.
What?
I got to give you the bad news. Well,
What?
I just wanted to sell it to you so I could then I could take it back.
Yeah.
And you can't buy
As
it.
you do.
And you can't buy it
Why not?
because they're not even going to launch it here. They don't care about you.
Oh,
This unit is only going to launch in, scroll down because there's good images.
okay.
It's only going to launch in Asia and Australia.
Oh,
The
why
11
Australia?
the 11-seat model will only be available in Korea, and there are no plans to offer the Staria in North America.
Those lucky Australians.
I hate to do it to you, Will. I sold it to you and I took it right back.
How dare you?
Listen, Hyundai, get it together. Get me one of these minivans, all right? Get it together, Hyundai.
Yeah.
I need this in my life. I'm going to park it right over there. I'm going to go take a nap here and there. I'm going to go on a road trip here and there. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. It's also not electric, which is interesting. Maybe they'll probably do an electric version. It's only a matter of time, Will.
Yeah.
Once the minivan thing comeback explodes, those things are going to be in North America before you know it. Nvidia is going to be making some CPUs. They're coming to eat some Intel lunch. And obviously, tremendously successful company on the GPU side. And this foray right here has got to mean, got to be somewhat terrifying for Intel. Intel's getting hit from every side. They were in that dominant position for so long. They're working on new ARM-based server CPUs that are being pitched to big cloud companies. That's a problem. Intel have been moving those chips for those clients. And Nvidia says first quarter sales are going to exceed its forecast range. They expect it to be a very successful operation. Intel shares are down on the news. Nvidia is up. The graphics chip maker has designed a central processing unit based on technology from ARM Limited. That's the company you may recall that they were trying to acquire for a period of time. And then the
in the UK. Right?
anti-competition types were like, hey. Easy there.
Yeah.
They were like, that's not cool. So it never took place, but I don't know if they're still trying or not. This deal, however, presumably beneficial to both parties, even outside of an all-out acquisition, that they can start to get into more servers. Apparently, they've got a couple customers already. The Swiss National Supercomputing Center and the U.S. Department of Energy's Los Alamos National Laboratory are going to be the first to use the chips in their computers. NVIDIA is boasting about this. Let's see. Data center revenue contributes about 40% of the company's sales, up from less than 7% just 5 years ago. Intel still has more than 90% of the market in server processors, which can sell for more than $10,000 each. That means huge opportunity. Intel's got 90% of the market. You're just coming in and already had a little success. That's a big lunch, is what I'm trying to say. So there's a variety on the table. I haven't had a big lunch in a while. Kind of feel like one.
Yeah, go for it.
Microsoft, they cut a deal, bought a company called Nuance. Did you follow this deal? $16 billion is a few dollars.
Yeah. What are they?
Nuance?
I don't know anything about Nuance.
Really? I told you to prep for this story. Nuance is a speech AI.
Okay.
They did Siri, and they are mostly interested in healthcare.
Okay.
So they are doing conversational AI, and healthcare obviously is a huge opportunity right now because of everything that happened with the COVID stuff and not being able to physically interact. And so this is about engaging with patients, providing the tools to the healthcare providers, and boosting speech recognition. So they apparently have some of the best capabilities out there. Microsoft knows it. Microsoft wants to make a bigger play in health, and that's where this acquisition comes into effect. Microsoft announced it will buy Nuance Communications in a $16 billion deal for $56 per share, which is a 23% premium. And now Nuance technology will be used in Microsoft's healthcare cloud products. Nuance was already a big customer, a big Microsoft customer, because their stuff was on the Azure cloud. So they were already kind of tight-knit with that. But companies are seeing huge opportunity in healthcare and what the future of healthcare looks like. And Microsoft obviously has some plans here for how this can improve. Have you, since this thing has taken place, have you had an interaction with a healthcare provider since like post-COVID or during COVID times?
I saw my personal doctor like once.
Physically?
Family doctor, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just once.
Because a lot of them weren't meeting people in person.
Yeah.
It was having to be via video or voice.
Which was strange because it was just like a normal health check, like an annual health check. And then they were like, yeah, come in.
Oh, interesting. I thought they were being discouraged from doing that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's your experience. But increasingly, it's going to be technology that enables a lot of these interactions to limit the exposure. And also possibly just even do a better job. GameStop, I saw this story. Apparently, GameStop is looking for a crypto expert. They're hiring a new position. They're also supposedly looking for a new CEO. And, well, GameStop, we know about GameStop. We followed the GameStop story.
Yeah, a lot of changes. So
they put out a job advertisement, I think. They're looking for a security analyst who must have skills and experience in blockchain, cryptocurrency, or non-fungible tokens, otherwise known as NFTs. Other desirable skills for the candidates include machine learning, artificial intelligence, e-commerce, cloud platforms, esports, malware analysis, and threat intelligence. That's a job description for somebody at GameStop's HQ in Texas. And this got people speculating on what their future plans are. And I was thinking, okay, you got into the PC hardware, right? And we all thought, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, sell peripherals, hardware.
Makes sense.
On your website.
Makes sense. You go online and you embrace the Amazon mentality, but with a greater degree of specification. Kind of like maybe Newegg or something.
Yeah.
But what's another way in which you can immediately differentiate yourself from Amazon? Embrace crypto. Be one of the first. I mean, these two communities seem sort of somehow entangled. And I'm not necessarily saying you got to immediately start accepting crypto. We all know the complexity, counting complexity in doing something like this. But even having individuals that are knowledgeable of the scene, you can imagine ways in which, like, I mean, you saw in this description also knowing about esports. You start to think about collectibles. GameStop was interested in like bobbleheads and comic stuff and anime stuff. And no, you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah. There's a certain culture to that.
Could they also be involved in managing an enormous inventory? Could they become an NFT marketplace?
Yeah.
For collectibles, I don't,
Yeah. Pop culture NFTs. You know,
All of a sudden you start thinking about it, you're like, man, maybe GameSpot, if they make the right moves.
GameStop,
What did I say?
GameSpot.
Oh, GameSpot's a different one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
I used to read.
Spotify
I
and
used to. I
Shopify.
used to read that website
Yeah.
when I was a kid. They were one of the biggest. Them
Yeah.
and IGN. Yeah, GameStop. They can embrace their new memedom
Yes.
and just like go full out,
Yes.
full digital, like the most futuristic company you can interact with for all this variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's obviously not going to be easy, and it's not without its risk. But these are the type of people that they're looking for. If that happens to be you, you might be moving to Grapevine, Texas.
Yeah.
If that happens to be you.
That's a great idea.
Anyway, this is another great idea. How about Domino's delivers your pizza autonomously in this cute little self-driving pizza delivery bot? I mean, you got to love this, Will.
Yeah. That's fun.
This little guy
Keeps your pizza fresh without eating it.
fresh and hot.
Yeah.
Maybe takes a slice or two. No. It's a tiny little van-like car. Actually, it doesn't look too different from my dream minivan, the Staria. This is much smaller, though. This is Neuro's R2 robot. The project was announced 2 years ago between Domino's and them. This thing drives around autonomously, rolls up in front of your house. You have a special code. You approach the vehicle, unlocks, door, motorized, goes up, pizza inside.
Nice.
I mean, what a day. I mean, that's a day, that's an evening. That's a good time. That's entertaining.
That's a good experience.
I don't know if you got to tip the bot or not. Some people probably will.
Yeah. Throw some change in there.
Yeah, I'm guessing the bot doesn't know any different.
No.
But it got regulatory approval, and they're going to roll this out in the Houston area in Texas. So if you order right now from a Domino's location, the Domino's location in Woodland Heights, you can actually choose to have R2 deliver the food. And you can track R2 the whole trip.
R2.
Yeah, that's the name of the robot. Yo, by the way, show me. Look, I like the one down there. That's the old photo before it was branded with Domino's. Look at the one down there, the pizza robot. Yeah, click on that. Look how much food this one's fitting. Pizzas and salad and
Yeah.
garlic sticks and whatever else.
Yeah. That's cool.
There's like
I guess
2 liter in there.
Yeah. They would have to retrofit for multiple deliveries, right? You can't just have all of these
Only
pizzas
pizza?
and then you just take them all. You know what I mean? Like if there's, I guess it would have to dispense just one or like whatever you ordered.
No. So the door. So first of all, it's got 2 doors,
Yeah.
so it could do more than one delivery
Sure.
because
yeah.
you only open the door that you have the pin for.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, when you got a pizza delivery guy, how many orders does he take at a time? Does he try to coordinate? They must have figured out it's mostly 2 or 3, because I'm guessing there's probably maybe more doors on the other side. I don't know.
Right. I'm guessing, like, how do you make it so one person doesn't steal all the pizzas?
I know. I wish they showed an open door on the Domino's one.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing inside the Domino's one, because they don't show an open door on it, I'm guessing there's compartments.
Yeah. They would have to retrofit it
I'm guessing there's compartments.
somehow.
Domino's will provide customers with a PIN, which they punch into R2's touchscreen, and it retrieves the order.
Right.
So they figured out a way, man.
Oh, is this the video?
Oh, cool. All right, yeah.
Cool,
Leave the video for a second. Boom. He's put a pin in. Look at this. Contactless. No retrofitting. Just it's only doing 2 at a time, I guess.
Or maybe it's like weighted or something. Like if you take too much, the car will just, I don't know, attack you. Like, hey, don't do that.
It's loaded with weapons.
Yeah.
Look at it go. So cute.
That's fun.
Wow. So the way it sees the world right here. Just flying around the neighborhood too. Easy. Jeez, is that a little quick or I was seem a little quick. Okay. Sees everything, fully autonomous, lovely. Comes through the neighborhood. Signals the turn. It's interesting how they put the black portion on the front to make it look like a windshield.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really tell. It seems like, oh, maybe it has a driver. I don't know.
It's more approachable.
So here it is. It's coming up to the house. And I guess it's going to pull up in front of the house. I don't think it goes in the driveway. I think it just pulls up in front. Oh, there's a person walking a dog. Yeah. This thing is really booting around the neighborhood. Okay, this guy's waiting. He's got his phone out. He approaches. I guess he's going to put his code in. This is riveting stuff. Or maybe he doesn't even have to because he has his phone. Anyway, this is a demo. Pulls out his pizza. Bot closes. See you later.
Peace.
Lovely. Futuristic.
That's cool.
I don't know. Something tells me the complexity of rolling this out mainstream everywhere.
Yeah.
We're still far away, but it's cool that you can even do it as a one-off in this area. I can't imagine. If you were ordering pizza right now, you're in the Houston area, your local store is the Woodland store. You're clicking the robot, right?
Of course.
Yeah, you're clicking the robot. You want to see the robot roll up.
Yeah.
Anyway. Speaking of food, apparently the honeymoon is over between McDonald's and Walmart.
Oh, no.
You know how you have like a McDonald's inside the Walmart? Apparently hasn't been going well.
Really? Oh.
Are you very upset about this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Partnership between the largest restaurant chain and the largest retailer in the world has been fraying for years.
Wow, it's that bad. Eh?
This summer, hundreds of McDonald's eateries located inside Walmart stores across the U.S. are slated to close because of sluggish business, a trend accelerated by the pandemic. So I think...
Weird.
Photo.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a video. Just stopped it. There's an army in front of Walmart for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Unrelated. They're going to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with the pandemic stuff going on, you go into the Walmart, it's a different experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not as kind of, and also people are being more careful with the funds, with the money. Mm-hmm. And maybe they go through and they just did all their shopping and they had a big bill. And it was like, I don't know, a couple $100. And then they see the McDonald's, they're like, it's just a rough time for a lot of restaurant related stuff. Like I noticed even Starbucks been closing shops and investing in more shops that have drive-thrus. And one of the weird things for McDonald's is they're saying, well, we're leasing these spaces in the Walmarts, which don't have a drive-thru. And meanwhile, our drive-thru location down the street is jam-packed.
Yeah.
So there's something about the foot traffic-based restaurants because Subway's in trouble. They're closing stores too.
Are they?
Yeah, Subway's closing stores too. In July, McDonald's said in its second quarter earnings report, it would be closing 200 restaurants in 2020, and half of them were going to be the lower sales volume Walmart locations. Now, the way this works inside of a Walmart, by the way, Walmart actually leases that space to McDonald's. So Walmart's going to turn around and probably try to lease it to some other.
Yeah.
I know actually Domino's was in a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
To potentially just put the Domino's right inside of the Walmart. Another thing that McDonald's was apparently not super happy about was that sometimes Walmart would renovate the whole store, but not the McDonald's portion of the store. That would be McDonald's business to take care of. And so oftentimes you would have like an outdated McDonald's inside of a brand new Walmart. It would be a weird look to it.
Right.
So I don't know. Anyway, whatever. You know how these relationships go. Two mega companies and they're like, fine, we'll just close these stores real quick.
Wow. I thought that they would be doing really well because a lot of kids go to Walmart.
I know, but I'm just saying right now.
Families.
Right now with the pandemic, it's fewer people in the store.
Yeah.
Everyone's got the mask on and they're like, even the kid at the end is like, can I get the fries or whatever? And the parent's like, ugh, not right now. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's just nothing is quite as spontaneous.
Yeah.
Anyway, it leaves a few remaining. I don't know. Since you're going to miss it so much, maybe the local one will stick around. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's hope.
But they're closing them down. Here's a new take. We were getting all fired up about the seating arrangements in that minivan. Here's a new take on airplane seating. I got to figure out what you think about this. Are you prepared to sit like this on the airplane? Right across from somebody else? Now, granted, you're going to get a lot more work done because you have a table in front of you. For those that are just listening, this is like a new cabin layout. And it looks like a coffee shop sort of, or a library or something, where the seats are actually facing one another with a table, a workstation in between.
Yeah, it's like a long table and it's like a conference room.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, or a shared workspace. A lot of those shared workspaces are like this. Believe it or not, this seat here would be sold at a premium next to economy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
For people who want to get a lot of work done.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate it. It's having to face somebody else the whole time.
Yeah. Why can't they just put like a wall? You know? Just put like a wall. Why do you have to face them for like a 5-hour
Well, the wall would have to be quite tall, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that would have fixed it. I don't mind doing this.
I'm
if
sure
it has a wall.
I'm sure they thought about it. I'm sure there's some reason they couldn't. What if you're sitting across from somebody you know?
Wow. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I was thinking a lot of people travel together and they could be like, okay, let's get 2 workstation seats because we got all this work to do and we can communicate.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then everyone else can be so annoyed you're making all this noise and they're trying to sleep, and I don't know how it's all going to work out. Anyway, this is one of many designs that were pitched at the Crystal Cabin Awards Association. I think there's a couple other ones you can look at. You might like more if you scroll down. It's a reimagining the airplane cabin. Maybe you like this one better.
Oh, this one's way better. You have your own personal like office.
Oh, you like this one better?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, this one is obviously going to pay more for those seats, like a lot more.
Yeah, that's true.
But these ones are going to swivel. So actually you can face away from a person or towards a person if you're traveling with them and you want to collaborate. So those ones swivel around. Then you really like those ones.
Yeah.
This next one is more typical, but just upgraded a little bit. You see the neck rest and the extra table above the table for more items. Mm-hmm. Just a few tweaks over there. The last one, obviously, you want that. That's another pretty high-end finish and seat. And those are actually showcasing an electric plane, which I didn't even, an electric commuter jet.
Wow.
Designed to go 650 miles, so not long distances. But anyway, some cool futuristic cabins. You ever think about wolves, Will?
Yeah, I fancy them.
You showed me that video the other day of the dog jumping all over the horse.
Yeah.
And attacking the horse.
Attack.
And then the person's in the carriage.
Yeah.
And everybody's screaming, and it's really weird scenario. The dog just like flips out and is like, I'm gonna get this horse right now. Anyway, it got me thinking because obviously it's a weird clip. Not something I expected to watch, but you put it in front of me. Then on my feed the following day, I get this article about how wolves used to survive pretty much eating horses.
Oh.
That was their main diet up until more recently when they transitioned to caribou and things like this. You had a lot of wild horses.
Yeah.
So maybe that dog in the video was just like tapping into some
primal instinct.
I'm going to take that horse down, although it made a bad bet in the video we're talking about. I'm sure you've seen it was viral. It made a bad bet. You don't want to... A horse is a big deal, and you best have some buddies with you. If you think you're going to go toe-to-toe with a horse, you best not be solo as a dog or even a single wolf, because you take that back leg to the jaw.
All you need is just one.
Gray wolves are among the largest predators that have survived the extinction at the end of the last ice age. They're still kicking it. They're still out there. Anyway, they did this really cool science stuff, where they looked at the teeth of wolves over time, and they were able to tell from the actual wear marks on the teeth exactly, and other factors. They were able to tell specifically what their diet had consisted of.
Oh, wow.
So they went from horses to like... They actually were able to take down some of those mammoths as well.
The woolly mammoth.
Can you imagine that endeavor?
Oof.
Now, you're going to have to, once again, you're going to have a few wolves to approach something like that, but they were able to find evidence of such a thing existing as well. The research team led by museum paleontologist Dr. Danielle Fraser and student Zoe Landry analyzed evidence preserved in the teeth and bones from skulls of both ancient 50,000 years ago all the way up to modern gray wolves.
Cool.
We can study the change in diet by examining wear patterns on the teeth and chemical traces in their bones. They're doing it actually over at Carleton University. They can tell us everything about what the animal ate by the scratch marks on the teeth. Oh my goodness. Anyway, apparently, here we go. This is the analysis. The modern diet, caribou and moose, is well established. However, back in the day, horses, which went extinct around that time, accounted for half of the gray wolf diet, and only 15% came from caribou and sheep. A little bit of mammoth mixed in. Crazy what you can pull from this. I was reading the comments on this article, and others had suggested that this may have something to do with other predators having left the scene as well, opening up different opportunities. For example, you ever heard of saber tooth?
Yeah. Is that a cat?
You don't want to compete with that.
No. It's got a saber tooth.
Even if you're a wolf,
Yeah.
you don't want to go toe to toe with that. Anyway, this next one, I brought this one in because I was still buzzing off of the Neuralink story. The monkey playing Pong with its mind.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of a sad story, but I feel like this individual has to get in touch with Neuralink ASAP. Or Neuralink has to get in touch with this individual ASAP. Anyway, here's the story. Okay, so you have this woman, Chantel Giacalone. She was a model. She was working in an event, I believe, in Vegas. This one's going to be close to you because you also have an allergy like this. Her allergy way worse than yours. Severe nut allergy.
Wow.
Let me make sure that I get this right. Okay, exactly what happened. So, she was at a convention, working at a convention at Mandalay Bay. Familiar place for us too. She was 27 at the time. This was back in 2013. Her friend bought her frozen yogurt and put a bite-sized pretzel on top of it. Can you imagine? This is another thing about this story to put out into the world is the seriousness around these type of allergies.
Yeah.
Because it's a type of thing that you feel like you could be caught off guard. You made some stupid choice. I feel bad actually for the friend. The friend obviously had no ill intent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put this story out there, then people are going to just be a little bit more careful.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, it was one of those. It was one of the ones, Will, with the pretzel with the peanut butter inside. Have you ever seen these before?
No.
You can have a little square shaped pretzel with the peanut butter inside. I don't know the company that makes it. So she ate it, I suppose, thinking it was a regular pretzel. And
something like this?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Something like that. The peanut butter hits and the severe allergy kicks in and the shock kicks in and she can't breathe. And now the oxygen deprivation is happening.
And I'm guessing she didn't have a EpiPen.
So that's what the lawsuit's about. The convention center, the staff or whoever had been hired for the purpose of the convention to be the emergency group, paramedic, whatever.
Yeah.
They didn't have the right type of shot. So it's very complicated. They argued that neither of the two medics on site that day had IV epinephrine, an adrenaline treatment for severe allergic reactions. The epinephrine they had was intramuscular, which they did use, but it's not fast enough. Which another thing I didn't know, but like now I'm on high alert.
Yeah.
Because I hear from the kids at the school, they're like, well, this person's got that one and this allergy and this and that. And you hear stories and it's like, holy crap, you just bite the wrong, holy crap.
All it takes is one bite.
You just bite the wrong,
And you feel it like instantly.
Well, this comes from Willie Doo.
Yeah.
So you can tell people how you know about it.
No, just having like a nut allergy. I've made the mistake of eating nuts before, and it sucks. Like it's just instant, and mine's not severe. It's just I get a stomach ache, and
and then you had to,
and it would last like an hour or two, and I would feel like crap, and it would suck. Like,
and what are you doing? You're vomiting as well, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw it happen before, and I was like, you're also going red and stuff as well.
Yeah. It's not a pleasant, like, it's physical and mental. For sure.
Well, anyway, in her case, very severe reaction. She ends up being deprived of oxygen so long by not having the correct treatment and taking too much time for the next people to arrive. She's deprived of oxygen so long she becomes a quadriplegic.
Brain damaged.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brain damage after the allergic reaction. Now, they did win a case against the convention center.
Yeah.
And so they've got some cash, but it makes you realize the importance of having this stuff on hand and the seriousness of working a position like that. Like, you imagine how fast all this stuff happens and how much time you have to react and whether you're prepared or not. It's wild stuff. But anyway, I wanted, of course, to the Neuralink stuff is not ready yet. However, if I'm in a position like this, if I'm, she's 35 years old now, but she's been going through this, I guess, for, 10 years? No, not 10 years. It happened when she was 27. So going through this for like 8 years, for me to even see a technology like that, where I may be able to better interact with the world, you start to connect the dots there. And they have said with Neuralink that that's the target. And I don't know how close they are. All right. And I don't know what they're going to be able. She was actually an actress. She was in some movies and stuff as well. It's a crazy story. But anyway, if I'm her or people around her or whatever, I'm trying to figure out how to embrace technology and if it can enable any extra abilities.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't help but read those two stories in tandem and be like, oh, get on the list. Get on the list. I don't know, man. Look, I understand not everybody's going to be a candidate. There's all kinds of factors. I mean, they're putting a monkey for now and pigs and stuff.
Yeah.
Ready for prime time. But even if it's not ready for prime time, you know what is ready for prime time in this situation? Is hope. Just a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
That like maybe it's not going to be exactly how it is. Maybe there's something on the horizon that's going to shift the outlook a little bit in a positive direction.
Yeah. Best of luck.
A slightly lighter note over here. Don't mind me. I'm just moving my house in my pickup. When I saw this, by the way,
nice.
When I saw this, I didn't think it was real. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in that. Yeah. I want you to scroll down and play the TikTok that caught this in action. It's right there. You just click on that right there. Yeah. It seems unreal, like a Disney movie or something. This thing driving down the road. This is a pickup truck, and it actually has a warning on it. This could result in serious injury. It is a regular F-150 pickup with a literal house full of goods tied to it in the most precarious way you could ever imagine. Unbelievably dangerous.
Nice. It's very comical.
It looks like a cartoon.
Despite the danger.
It looks like a cartoon.
Yeah. I mean, those springs on the car?
Oh yeah, the shocks, yeah. Suspension. Well, the thing about it is a ton of stuff, but I'm not sure how heavy it is. You know, a lot of it.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't, I don't know, it still doesn't make sense in my brain how it's all, he's not even traveling that slow. Like,
Very efficient, I guess.
you know, sometimes when you drive in your car and you have something like hanging out the back, you know that feeling of anxiety?
Yeah.
If
when
you have
brake or accelerate too
yes,
hard.
yes.
It's,
Imagine this guy's version of that.
yeah.
Anyway,
funny.
hopefully he got where he was going safe.
Yeah.
It's not an advisable activity, but that's a cartoon in real life right there.